What if I told you that liver disease had nothing to do with eating fat and everything to do with sugar poisoning your liver? Your ancestors never had fatty liver. Fatty liver disease did not exist, even though they ate plenty of animal fat. So today I'm going to talk about the shocking truth around what's really destroying your liver health, plus 10 foods that can help to heal it completely. I'm Dr. Ashley. If you've never watched one of my videos before, I'm the owner and founder of PhD Weight Loss and Nutrition. I'm a registered dietitian and a PhD nutritionist. And to date, we have helped over 10,500 people collectively drop more than 476,000 pounds nationwide. And my goal with this channel is to give you the information you need to create positive change in your own health and in your own life. So please, if you're watching this today, subscribe so that you don't miss another video. All right, so fatty liver disease did not exist in our ancestors who ate nose to tail. They had high-fat diets for thousands of years. This really is a modern epidemic, and it's not the bacon and the butter that everyone tells you to avoid. Now we have a new name for NAFLD, which is non-alcoholic fatty liver. They're calling it MAFLD, which is metabolic associated fatty liver disease. We know that this is coming from a metabolic issue. Now, here's what happens when you eat sugar, when you eat above your body's capacity to tolerate the amount of sugar. So I'm not just saying all sugar. If you eat a small amount, if you're not struggling with obesity, if you don't have belly fat, then your body's probably tolerating it okay. None of us really need sugar, but some of us might have a higher tolerance level to it. Now, what happens when we eat over our capacity, over our tolerance level, the sugar forces your liver to make fat more than eating actual fat. So when you eat sugar, your liver actually turns it into fat and stores it inside your liver cells. This process is called de novo lipogenesis, which just simply means making new fat. It's making fat out of the sugar. I want you to think that your liver at some point is just going to overflow with this sugar. It has nothing to do with it. If it just continues to overflow, then we become pre-diabetic and diabetic, which we don't want. So the body's like, oh my gosh, I've got to do something with this overflow, and it converts it into fat. Then you have fatty liver, and you're going to find your lipid profile come back in a really unhealthy pattern of increased LDL and increased VLDL and increased triglycerides. This is coming from the liver just really ejecting that sugar that it's converted into fat. So if we talk about this in steps, number one, the sugar goes straight to your liver, specifically fructose, high fructose corn syrup. The liver can't handle all of the sugar at once. It turns that extra sugar into fat. The fat gets stuck in your liver cells, and over time, your liver becomes fatty and sick. So fructose is different than the other sugars, like I just briefly mentioned, but it is metabolized entirely by your liver. So every time you drink soda or you eat candy or you drink a lot of fruit juice, you are forcing your liver to work overtime at making fat. If you got a lot of fat around the belly area, you better bet that your liver is becoming fatty. Our ancestors ate about 15 to 20 grams of fructose per year from seasonal fruit. Today, Americans eat 150 plus grams daily from processed foods, right? No wonder our livers are sick. Our livers are so important because they detox everything. You want to love your liver and it will love you back. And the foods that I'm going to share here will help you show that love to your liver. Now, the first thing that's crucial, and we're going to talk about these foods, but the first thing to recognize is that if you are storing excess fat weight specifically in the belly, the number one thing you need to do to help your liver is to drop the weight. Period. You can eat all of these foods and it will help. However, if you are still carrying around this excess fat weight in the belly, your liver isn't going to be able to optimize its total health. Studies show that by just dropping about 7 to 10% of body weight can completely reverse fatty liver for some people. But the key is that you need to drop weight in the right way, not just by starving yourself or just eating less sugar or eating less fat or avoiding red meat. That's not going to be something sustainable. sustainable. I had a client at PhD Weight Loss, and he had about 80 pounds to drop. And he, before coming into PhD, had dropped about 40 pounds on his own, and he did it by becoming vegetarian and running a lot. By the time he came to see us, he had put that 40 pounds on, so he's back up at that 80-pound total. And he's like, I just have tried to do this over and over again on my own, and I cannot make it happen in a sustainable way, and I'm tired of this yo-yo. So with us, he dropped the 80 pounds, and at that 40-pound mark, he again was able to reverse his fatty liver. So I share this story with you because our body has this tolerance level. Well, it can tolerate, and I'm saying tolerate, like it's not optimal, but it can tolerate a certain amount of fat before some organ in the body is just like, hey, this is too much, man, I can't keep going. So for this client, Ricky, he could tolerate 40 pounds of additional fat on his body without having fatty liver, but anything above that would cause it. I can see this actually with my husband, and he's open to me sharing this. If he puts on an additional 10 pounds, 5 pounds, he will start snoring, and I can't tolerate that. So we have his level cut off at the point when he starts snoring. So I think it's interesting to notice that. What is that threshold for your body? Now, Ricky went all the way. He collapsed 80 pounds of excess fat weight, blew through it, doesn't have fatty liver at all, and he is eating red meat and fats and really enjoying how he feels. All right, so let's dive into these 10 foods that naturally support your liver healing, and let's just stop that sugar to fat process that's happening in the body. So number 1 is red meat. Grass-fed beef or lamb or bison or venison gives your body the complete protein that it needs to heal without spiking blood sugar. Research shows that eating more fat was linked to less liver inflammation, while eating more carbs increased inflammation. And guess what you do on a vegetarian and vegan diet? Usually you're forced to eat more carbs. So if you are following a more high carbohydrate diet and not seeing success, this could be the case for you. Now, I'm not saying that we need to follow a keto, Atkins, or low carbohydrate diet, but we all have our unique carbohydrate tolerance level. Number 2, organ meats. I look at organ meats like nature's multivitamin. Liver from grass-fed animals, if you can handle it, concentrates B vitamins your liver needs to detox and heal itself. I also think it's interesting to think about if we eat the organs from the animal, it's going to help that specific organ in our own body. So if you are wanting to heal your own liver, consuming liver from another animal can actually be really helpful. Number 3 is wild caught fish like salmon, sardines, mackerel, whitefish provide really great omega-3s. They're easy to metabolize and digest. It helps to reduce liver swelling through the omega-3s. It's also really clean protein source, easy to metabolize, easy for the body to digest. Whitefish would be a great addition to your diet to support the liver. Now, if you are serious about long-term weight loss and you want to do it without any kind of medication or magic pills or chronic severe calorie restriction, then you should check out PhD Weight Loss. Just go to the link in the description and we'll give you some information so you can learn more. Number 4 is pasture-raised eggs. Another nature multivitamin for sure. Eggs provide choline, which is essential for your liver to process and move fat out of the liver cells. Modern processed diets don't have enough choline, which makes fatty liver even worse. So definitely enjoy your eggs, enjoy the whole egg. Don't remove the yolk because the yolk is actually where the choline lives. Number 5 is if you can handle it and you're open to it, you could consider adding in some raw dairy to the diet. If you can find a reputable source, it could be something to consider. Definitely don't have to. This is optional, something to consider because it provides all the fat soluble vitamins like vitamin A and D, E and K, which support liver function. It also has special enzymes in there that helps with the digestive process. So something to consider. I'm usually not a huge fan of dairy, but if it comes from a good, safe, raw dairy source, might be there to help you. Number 6 is fermented vegetables. And this is because of the gut-liver connection. So sauerkraut, kimchi, kimchi, Bubby's pickles I like, Greek yogurt, all good things for the gut. Science shows that gut health directly affects your liver health. Number 7 is bone broth because of the glycine and the healing amino acids. Slow cooked bone broth provides those special amino acids that your liver needs to detox and heal. It's an ancestral superfood that helps to repair damage and years of sugar abuse, so something that you can consider there. I have a client, Mike, and he was able to completely reverse his fatty liver in 4 months by following these principles, and he dropped about 40 pounds as well. And so he stopped consuming the sugar, he ate more meat, had more protein, had healthy fats, and it just gave his liver what it needed, and now he doesn't have to worry anytime he goes to the doctor about what his liver enzymes are looking like, because they look great. Number 8 are leafy greens, and leafy greens if your body tolerates them. So with any food that I mention, or any food that someone talks about as being a superfood, we are all unique. So I want you to consider how the foods perform in your own body. So if I say leafy greens, but when you eat spinach, it really wrecks your gut, then it's not a superfood for you, even if it's on this list. There are some leafy greens that my body just can't tolerate. So I just want to share that with you. Don't feel forced to eat any of these specific foods if your body can't deal with it. But in general, this would be like spinach or kale or arugula. I really like that one because it's actually a cruciferous veggie like broccoli and cauliflower. These provide minerals, vitamins that help your liver enzymes work properly, but you want to make sure that you always consume them with some kind of healthy fat so you actually absorb the nutrients. So if you're going to eat any vegetable, add some fat to it so you can absorb everything. Number 9 is avocados. These are one of the few plant foods that won't spike your blood sugar. Avocados also give your body potassium and healthy fats that help to keep your liver cells healthy. And then number 10 is herbs and spices like turmeric, garlic, oregano help to reduce liver swelling and support natural healing processes our ancestors used for thousands of years. Dandelion root tea, you can get Traditional Medicine is the brand that I usually get for dandelion tea, which is great for the liver. You can also try castor oil packs around the liver if you want. And there's one supplement, it's called Body Bio, and it's a flaxseed it's the thickness of honey. And it's a really great supplement to consume. It's a phospholipid that helps the gallbladder and the liver release toxins. I've just found that it's a helpful supplement for the liver. So in general, what is destroying the liver? High fructose corn syrup, industrial seed oils, processed sugars, processed grains, artificial sweeteners, all of these foods our body's not used to consuming in high doses. And then what actually works is cutting out the sugar sources like the sodas and the fruit juices and the processed foods. Eating meat, eating red meat, eating animal protein every day, adding organ meats into your foods if you're open to it, including fermented foods, potentially fasting between meals to give the body time and the liver time to detox and not have to be digesting and metabolizing all the time. And then make sure to drop the weight. Following all of these tactics and not letting go of all that weight that's around the area is really going to hold you back. And if you found this helpful, then you do not want to miss this video where I talk about how people in the 1950s stayed lean and trim. Like, what did they do? What worked for them? And what could you implement into your own life to stay lean and trim and fit? All right, you guys, I hope to see you in the next video.